Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Cozy Creative Teacher. This is Heather W. And I just wanted to take the time to go over my weekly actions and my goals with you for the week of February 9th to the 15th. I will go ahead and firstly say that this week started off with a bang. I started off with very high energy, so much excitement for everything that I was going to be able to tackle in the week. And then Wednesday came and that was just not the case. I had to get a medical procedure that kind of put me out of work, out of working on my YouTube channel, out of working on my blog for about 2 days. And then Friday, I kind of just spent time at my current job, at my other job, my full-time job, which is where I work as a teacher and a teaching coach. And I just basically had to kind of, just catch up on all those tasks that I missed. So I'm going to just preface this by saying I definitely did not hit any of my goals, or at least the majority of these goals this week. So I do apologize ahead of time. But I am also working with different cameras and lenses to really try to work on elevating the quality of my content. Some of the previous videos on my channel are me using my Samsung flip phone. However, I just wanted to kind of elevate that. So I have an old Canon PowerShot from about 10 years ago, but I basically use it still. I've taken very good care of it, and I know the ins and outs of the menus. So I just wanted to kind of see if I could kind of change it up a little bit to see if the quality of my recording gets a little better. But let's get to business. So, of course, I'll just start with going over what my weekly actions for this past week were, which was I wanted to focus on making daily intentions, having some time for reflections and journaling, and read three chapters of a book titled Essentialism. In terms of a health and wellness, I wanted to make sure I took my daily vitamins and supplements and use a tracker for that. Yoga 2 times this week, and work on mindset coaching. For fun and recreation, my family time, and I wanted to spend some time in the mall with the kids. In terms of my spiritual and personal growth, I wanted to work having daily prayer and Bible journaling at least 3 times. In terms of work and learning, I wanted to work on my vision board this week. I wanted to do 3 social media posts, 1 blog post, work on my first course, and some training for YouTube. In terms of financial, I wanted to just kind of give myself the grace to purchase coffee, because I really do enjoy having coffee at work, and since we cannot have any machine or Keurig at work, my only other option is to either use instant or I buy a latte from the corner store. And then, of course, making a lunch purchase. In terms of family and relationships, having a Valentine's dinner and more communication with family members, which could be my sister, my mom. And then physical environment, to organize my craft room and our basement. So let's talk about what I was able to accomplish this week, and I'm going to talk about my wins. So in terms of my wins, and I'm going to just kind of pull up the camera a little bit to make sure you guys have good vision. Excellent. So in terms of my wins, and I'll put my wins and what worked. Okay, now in terms of my wins, and what worked, I'm just going to use a little pink dot marker just to make sure I kind of write on the lines. I did feel like I spent time really having daily intentions and reflections. I did journal. I spent quite a bit of time journaling this week in my common journal, and if I have some, and I'd like to show you what that looks like in a second. Definitely my daily vitamins and supplements. if you're curious. My dot markers are basically Oahu dot markers. I got them on Amazon, and of course I have the Panda Fly calligraphy pen at, this is the 0.5. So we did have some good family time this week. We were able to kind of really add a great piece of equipment. We bought a big 85-inch television for our huge family room that we built, and spend a lot of time now with the kids. So we're very excited about that. I did read 3 chapters of Essentialism, and I'm really enjoying that book. I would say that the one lesson I'm learning is that less is more. You could easily have 20 items on your to-do list, and you could say, hey, I'm going to stay up till 2, 3 in the morning just to make sure I get everything done. However, will you be able to put 100% of your energy into that project or your tasks? And also, can you do that with, when you're just not high energy? So you have to really think about balancing your actions and your goals along with your sleep, because I feel like those take, you have to kind of have a combination of everything to be able to function properly. And you also want to give your energy, your 100% energy, to all of those great projects that you have. So I did really work on social media this week, and I did 3 posts, even being sick and in the hospital for about 1 day. I was able to do my social media post. For my social media post, I did 2 reels and 1 carousel post, and I really had fun doing them. So I hopefully want to work on increasing those tasks for my social media. But also something I want to work on is really learning about how to do stories in lives. So I spent a lot of time focusing on daily prayer. I did not do Bible journaling. Let's see. I worked on mindset and coaching. I worked on communication. Looks like I got a lot of things done here. Communication. I did organize my craft room, and what's really awesome is I actually have a scrapbooking club that I created at our school for some kiddos, and by me taking the time to organize my craft room, I was able to take kind of all these extra bits and pieces of my, kind of my ephemera, my craft, kind of craft paper, stickers, and just stuff that I know I have so much plenty of, and I kind of just donated it to the group, and we all created our first kind of beautiful frame collage using all of my scraps. It wasn't even something I purchased. It was just in my of all the kits and the purchases that I've had in the past, and it was just a wonderful bonding experience, and we had just such a great time enjoying each other's company. So I totally am really glad that I spent time organizing my craft room, because I actually used the materials from my craft space, and I brought it to the school, and we just had a bang out time, scrapbooking together, me and the girls. So I want to use purple for my next section, and I'm going to talk about what didn't work and lessons learned. So I'm going to kind of split. I'm going to do 3 splits here for what didn't work, lessons learned, and adjustments. So I don't have enough space for what didn't work, so I just kind of do that didn't work, lessons, and adjustments. And I'm praying that somewhere along the line that MakseLife kind of does, they kind of set it up so that we are able to, kind of, it's almost like a the Happy Planner Classics that you can kind of just pull the papers, punch them back in. And I kind of wish MakseLife had that system, but it's okay. All right, so in terms of what didn't work, I would say I know there are plenty of things that did not work. There were some lessons I know I learned and the adjustments I want to make moving forward for the following week. Now, let me go ahead and put these over here. Perfect. So what did not work, guys? I'm going to be, brutally honest. Kind of yoga, spending time. And it was only 2 times that I wanted to do yoga this week. And unfortunately, I did not get that opportunity. I didn't give myself the chance to do that, unfortunately. And I was very tired. Like I said, my Monday started out fabulous, high energy. And from midweek to Friday, I kind of just lost momentum in everything, unfortunately. And I really wish that did not happen. But again, I'm really struggling with my health at this point in my life. So that's kind of where that happens. However, today I woke up very early today and I went out and I ran errands, and it was one of the first Saturdays I've been able to get out of the house. And I feel like that helped my energy a lot today. So maybe that's kind of how I need to think about in terms of yoga, that I'm not necessarily doing yoga exercises, but maybe the idea is doing movement for mental and physical health. I would say Bible journaling did not work. Setting aside time for Bible journaling did not work for me, unfortunately. And I kind of I want to reevaluate why I'm doing that and where I'm going and how I can make time to dedicate to Bible journaling, because I do think it's important, but I just can't really seem to find the time or the capacity to get that done, unfortunately. Now, my vision board, setting aside time for my vision board did not work. However, this is a 3-day weekend, and I'm really hoping that with this new camera setup, I actually can do some great recording. So maybe I can actually do my vision board here. I may have to do it as a voiceover, but I feel like this weekend, because it is a 3-day weekend for me, I feel like there's much more capacity for me to get back to, reset and refocus with my goal setting. Let's see. I would say we have a big project to clean out the basement and reorganize the basement. I unfortunately did not get an opportunity to really even go to the basement at all. I've been trying to focus upstairs, but that is something that I do have to dedicate some time to. Lessons learned. Again, I'm always going to stick to that same model that I have, which is progress over perfection, and I'm going to print that. And I'm going to say progress over perfection because I woke up this morning and I felt like I failed in all of my goals this week. I felt like this week I just did not show up the way I wanted to. And I was really discouraged about that. So, progress over perfection and resetting takes time. To reset your goals is important. So we don't always have that, we don't always have control over our lives and things that happen. So that's something that I really want to be cognizant of, is that, I have to reset my goals. And I want to focus on progress, the little steps that I can take to accomplish big goals. And I feel like that's where I need to look at a little more deeper. Okay. And also I want to focus a little bit on my lessons learned, is that sleep has really made a difference this week in terms of being focused and a little bit more attentive to my goals and being able to really knock down those important tasks. So, and in terms of adjustments needed, I want to kind of stick to smaller goals right now for this week. I want to stick to kind of smaller goals and like kind of almost do them step by step. and I'm gonna call batch tasking. I don't know. If you haven't heard of that, maybe I'll do a video about batch tasking. And that is one way that whenever I have these big monstrous goals, I kind of default right into something called batch tasking. And that is like, that's where I start to break down my big goals into a lot smaller bits and pieces. And as I complete those smaller bits and pieces and those small little steps, my goals get completed in a much more efficient way. So I think the adjustment is that I need to look at batch tasking and revisit that for some of my big goals. And I want to focus on having with the adjustment of grace and kind of grace and like kind of pacing. So in terms of grace, I want to just kind of be a little light on myself, because I feel like I am overwhelming myself with so many things to complete in 1 week. So I feel like I need to also balance that with the fact that I'm struggling with my health right now, so that I can, be more efficient, and also pacing. So I don't have to complete everything in one day and one sitting. I really want to masterfully kind of craft my goals on a, starting from Monday all the way to the next week, to to Sunday. So I feel like this is kind of right now where I am with my weekly goals, with my weekly actions, and kind of evaluating them. And then so what I'm going to probably do for this section, I'm going to record separately, and because I do want to take some time to set it up, which will be, it's like about a few minutes to just kind of set up the bullet points, because I kind of want it to be I kind of want to keep the same system of using dot markers. So thank you so much for your time. Bye. Hey everybody, welcome back. So I did take a little bit of a break between going over my weekly reflections and my weekly actions from last week. So now I'm going to go ahead and set up my weekly actions for, I believe, I'm just looking at my calendar right now, and for the week of February 16th all the way to the 22nd. And I actually want to use this Papermate. I actually love using flare pens. That's kind of something I've always used, just because it is a little difficult for me to see just a typical black ink. So I always just kind of, go back to using mostly flare pens. And sometimes I use kind of, a calligraphy pen like this. But today I just kind of want to use something a little more bright. And this is actually one of my favorite colors. So, of course, this is for February 16th to the 22nd. Sorry if it shakes a little bit. Now, here's what I'm going to actually do. I'm actually going to kind of raise my desk up just a little bit. There we go. Now I can actually work, and you get to see what I'm working on. So now in terms of my weekly actions for personal growth, I definitely want to stay with daily intentions, but I really want to pump up my journaling opportunities a bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and keep my daily intentions as my goal for the week. Definitely journaling. I'm not even going to give myself a number of times that I want to journal, because I kind of want it to be organic and not feel like I'm scheduling that time. But I really want it to be more something that comes from in a natural way for me. So, and of course, I still want to work on reading. And I'm pushing for 3 chapters of essentialism, because I've truly really enjoyed reading that book as well. Now, in terms of health and wellness, I am now on 3 new medications for a bacteria that they found in my stomach, and it really drains me, this medication. So I definitely have to keep going with my vitamins and my supplements. and my supplements, and I just want to focus on that daily, because it's just, if you don't take care of your health, you're not going to do well. So, and I still want to focus on working on mindset. And there are a few podcasts that I like to listen to, or even kind of mindset and music and kind of just like quiet time. And it could be when I'm driving to work, because I drive work between 30 minutes to 45 minutes, or when I'm driving home, which is usually an hour. So I do like to do a lot of mindset work as I'm kind of, when I have the opportunity and it's a quiet place for me. I am tracking these items, and I track them in this magic journal right here. So I will be making a separate video so I can kind of show you all the components, because setting up that journal has really saved my life. Now, in terms of fun and recreation, I want to have some family time. Sometimes we like to do like a little Sunday outing for dinner. So, or if like I have a day off, or I come home early, or we have a Saturday that we got all our chores done for the day, I like to have time where we go out as a family, and we like to go to Starbucks or go to Barnes and Noble and kind of just sit, have a few treats, read books. So that's kind of for us what we enjoy doing as a family. Spiritual and personal growth, I still want to get into at least some form of Bible journaling. Now, the difficulty with that is me, again, setting aside time. But I'm going to go ahead and just kind of keep it open in terms of Bible journaling. Daily prayer. So I am Catholic. And we actually, as a family, do our rosaries every night before we go to bed. So we do have a daily prayer on a regular basis in our home. I'm just going to adjust my camera a bit. Sorry. Yeah, so that is something, I keep it here because I know it's something I always do. Now, in terms of work and learning, I think what I'm going to do is do a full recording of making my vision board. And maybe I'll do it as a voiceover. So definitely my vision board. I'm beginning to feel the inspiration. Sometimes I don't have that inspiration, but I am definitely starting to feel the inspiration that it has to come. My social media posting. Now, I'm half and half. I'm consistent. I enjoy doing it. But also, like, it's not really something where it's an aesthetic style that I use for social media posting. Sometimes I post tips for teachers. Sometimes I post products that I've just made for my Teachers Pay Teacher store. Sometimes I post resources about planning and productivity for teachers and tips and tricks. And then sometimes I just like to post, happy, fun, motivational stuff. So, but I am posting a little bit more and kind of learning how to use Instagram a little bit more, so I'm happy about that. I am going to work on another blog post because I am kind of a little more consistent with blog posting. My first course, I already have the outline. Now, my first course, I'm going to probably record the first session and have it posted in this YouTube channel, and it's all about dream life vision work for moms, for busy folks, for teachers, and just individuals who really want to feel that inspiration of starting new or even going after your dreams, and really thinking about how do we break apart those limitations, tackle those limitations, and become successful with our dreams and goals. So I have already the full outline and the content for that first course. This week is when I'm actually setting up my slides, and I'm going to start recording that first course. So I'm really excited, and I will keep you posted. Maybe I even might do a little design with me so you could see how I'm setting up the content or how I'm setting up the worksheets. So now again, and I would say my stretch goal is this YouTube, and also my Teachers Pay Teacher store. And those are stretched because YouTube, I do have kind of like a a plan for YouTube and to really expand this channel and really make it something where it's all about value and support for individuals who are really looking to master their productivity and organization. However, it also takes time to really learn how to do your videos, and you want to plan your content, you want to work on your script, you want to make sure that you're hitting all the necessary points and areas you need to. And then in terms of my Teacher Pay Teacher store, I started setting up my templates for my next 2 product series. So I'm very excited about that, and I'm hoping to make a design with me for those as well. And I probably maybe will set it up as almost like a YouTube where I kind of stream just like all the decision-making process that I go through when I'm actually creating products. And so I'm excited about that, but that's a stretch goal because that does take time for me to set up, and actually time for me to have a quiet place where I can really focus and really not get interrupted, where it's a quiet place where kind of I can really go through my creative process for those 2 items. Financial, since this is the 16th, I do have to go through my financial planner. And what I do with that, I basically pull up every single deposit and expense that I've made within my bank account. And I just I go line by line. What did I spend? What was transferred in? What went out? Because I'm really trying to this first quarter of the year, these first 3 months, I want to really identify what am I spending. We kind of did, I would say, in my weekly actions from last week, we had a little Valentine's dinner. We had all the family come over and we all had pizza. So that was a fun little time to get together. In terms of family and relationship, I want to focus on more with communication. My mom has been calling me since I work out of school, and we're kind of thinking about different changes that are happening within the public school educational system. So she's been asking me if if they're communicating with us within the schools about, the different changes that are going to happen in the Department of Education and how it's going to impact us. And to be honest, we're not really receiving much information, but I am safe. I'm in the school. Things are going good. Right now it's February 18th, which is Tuesday, all the way till May for me is testing season because I do ESL and I do regular testing. So that's kind of the zone that I'm in right now. Now in terms of physical environment, we are going to start organizing our basement. So I'm going to write that down. We do very well with kind of going through our clothing, and maybe if there's too much of one item or something we don't need, we like to pack it up and give it away to others who we feel like might benefit from it a bit more. But definitely we need to organize our basement, set it up properly. If there's bins, stack them up, maybe label them, because I don't. That's one of the things that I kind of have neglected to do in years past, is to kind of, if something specifically a summer bin for our summer clothing, it should be labeled summer, or winter clothing, or winter sweaters, or winter blankets, winter curtains, things like that. That's something I don't do enough. So I think I want to focus on having a more organizational system in our basement. So thank you so much for hopping in and just kind of taking the time with me to go over my weekly actions for the week of February 16th to the 22nd. What I appreciate is that I'm actually learning how to scale back and be really more strategic about where my time and energy is going. And I do feel like I'm accomplishing more and more as the weeks go by because, like I mentioned, since January, one of the big projects I was focused on was starting this YouTube channel, and I thought it would take me like 1 or 2 months to get started, and I actually was able to start sooner. Same thing with social media posting, same thing with my blog, and even my website, which I did not think those things were going to happen within like 4 or 5 weeks' time, and I got all of that done. So I feel like, setting up my weekly actions using the MakseLife planning system has really helped me break apart my goals in a more manageable way. So thank you so much for hopping on and, kind of sharing this journey with me. This is Heather with the Cozy Creative Teacher. If you want to know more about the MakseLife Planner system, I'll link their website in the description below. But just thank you so much for hopping on. Please be sure to like or subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment if you want to talk to me about goal setting, and if you have any questions about what I do as a teacher or what I do in terms of helping other individuals to master their time, organization, and productivity. Till we meet again. Bye, guys. Have a good day.